Hello children, good morning. Welcome to the class of biology. Today we'll proceed further with the ongoing lesson diversity in living organisms. In the last class we had talked about the definition of what is diversity. Now when we talk about living organisms, we must know how they exist and from where they have arrived. So, let us talk about the theory of evolution. What is evolution? In Gujarati, we say evolution is utkranti. So, evolution is a slow process by which the organisms change according to the needs to survive the environment around them. You might have heard from your teachers or from your parents that our ancestors were monkeys. So, we might have thought sometime that how is it possible? So, now do they have stopped being monkeys or how did we transform from monkeys to human beings? So, evolution leads to the formation of new organisms and more diversity in the ecosystem. Ecosystem you might have learned in your lower classes that how the web is formed and how there is a connection between each living organisms existing in the universe. We'll talk about Charles Darwin. Who was Charles Darwin? Charles Darwin was an English biologist and a naturalist. He traveled on HMS Beagle to Galapagos Island in South America. And using his observation, he proposed the theory of evolution in his book on the origin of species. So, how did the species origin on the earth? So, he presented a theory and he proved and showed that how all these species were origin or what was the origin of the species on the earth. Now, when we talk about the science about the classification of organisms, then we have a specific term called taxonomy. This is all about your information. You should know about all this because when we are talking about diversity in living organisms, then we must know about the science of living organisms, about the branch of science that deals with the classification of organisms. Then only we'll be able to know about the diversity in that all living organisms. So, the word taxonomy is related to the branch of science that deals with the classification of organisms. Now, let's come to the taxonomical hierarchy. Now, what is hierarchy? Hierarchy means steps. So, hierarchy of classification. Organisms are arranged into groups or levels according to their similarities. In the last video I had discussed about this and I had told you and I had shown a pyramid in which we had talked about this hierarchy. So according to that we say that as we go up the hierarchy the organisms have lesser similarity. So as we move down they have great similarities. As we talked about the cat and the tiger, the monkeys and the human beings. So differences get on becoming lesser and lesser as we go up the hierarchy. Now we'll talk about this sub levels or all these levels that come under the hierarchy. Kingdom. When we talk about the kingdom, a kingdom is the highest level of classification which consists of a number of phyla. Just now you did not learn or understand the word phyla, but you may understand the word divisions. as we say that we talk about class 9, so we say that this is the whole class 9. But when we talk about 9A, B and C, so all are the students only and all students are of 9th standard only. Likewise, when we talk about the highest kingdom or the highest level of classification, we talk about the number of divisions in case of plants with similar characteristics. So, those that have the similar characteristics are under the division, that is the kingdom. Now let's talk about the division. This phyla and phylum, all these terminologies and words you will learn when you will go in higher classes. But I have mentioned it just for your information. Just now you can learn or understand the word divisions. Okay, so division is a level or of classification which consists of a number of classes with similar characteristics. So it comes under the kingdom. So basically it is the kingdom, and under kingdom comes the phylum or the division. Then we have class. It is a hierarchy. It is a step which consists of the origin of the species or the living organisms. So a class is the level of classification which consists of a number of orders with similar characteristics. Now what is order? An order is the level of classification which consists of a number of families with similar characteristics. Now we come down. See, we come down to the families, and these all families have similar characteristics. Now the next sub level is the family. So a family is the level of classification which consists a number of genus with similar characteristics. Now again we have a new word, that is genus. What is genus? Genus is the level of classification which consists of a number of species with similar characteristics. So again we have species. What are species? Species is a level of classification which consists of a number of organisms with similar characteristics and can interbreed to give rise to a fertile offspring. Now this is the base when we are talking about the species. If we talk about human beings, so human beings are a kind of species. So they consist of a number of organisms, right? So species, we can consider species as plants, microorganisms, animals. Animals are also very varied. So we have variety of animals, we have variety of plants, we have variety of microorganisms. So these all organisms, when they have the similar characteristics, so they can interbreed to give rise to a fertile offspring. So offspring means a kid or a child or a baby, whether it is a baby plant or baby animal. Okay, when we talk about the hierarchy of classification, it is given a name. Whenever a child takes birth, then after a few days, the child is given a name. In Gujarati we say, or in Hindi we say नामकरण विधि, तो हम बच्चे का नाम रखते हैं. Likewise, when we are talking about classification of animals, again they are given a name, and that term of giving name to the organism or to the species is termed as nomenclature. So who found this nomenclature? When we talk about Carolus Linnaeus, so he is a Swedish botanist and physician who is also called the father of taxonomy. Who is the father of taxonomy? Carolus Linnaeus. So he introduced the binomial nomenclature. Binomial, bi means two and nomial means name. We'll learn further what does it mean. So he introduced the binomial nomenclature and laid the ground rules which paved way for modern taxonomy. It means आगे हमको पता चला कि कैसे ऑर्गेनिजम्स के नाम होते हैं और कैसा उनका क्लासिफिकेशन होता है. So we can make difference between two different kinds of species, because our world is has a variety of plants and animals and other living organisms. So to differentiate between the two, there should be some base of ground or base or ground which lays or shows the difference between the two, and that was laid by the method of nomenclature, that is the binomial nomenclature. Now, what is this binomial nomenclature? Binomial nomenclature is a method of naming organisms in taxonomy. So, as I said, bi means two, binomial. So, it consists of two parts. The first part is the genus name, which is written in capital. So, whenever we talk about the scientific name, whenever you find for any organism in the world, whether it is a plant or animal, it always has a common name and a scientific name. So, common name is the name of the species and the scientific name is the name of the genus. So, if you remember in the last chapter, we had talked about the scientific name of cow and buffalo. In that we had mentioned the binomial nomenclature or the name of the cow and buffalo. So whenever we are talking about it, the first part is the genus name, which is written in capital, and the second part is the species name, which is not capitalized. So now when you go for any organism, or if you go for its scientific name, you just will come to know about this binomial nomenclature. So when we are talking about the evolutionary relationship between organisms, or we may name it as phylogenetic relationship, no need to remember these big names. You just come to know what is the similarity and difference between organisms, or how to know it. So this remember it as a definition only, that phylogenetic relationship refers to the relative times in the past. ऐसे समय की बात कर रहे हैं जो बीत गया है, that is already done in the past, that species shared common ancestors mainly concerned with the relationship of an organism to the other organisms according to the evolutionary similarities and differences, as we talk about ourselves and monkeys. So Charles Darwin has written a book, that is Origin of Species, in 1859, and gave his theories of evolution. I think we must read it so that we'll come to know where we have come from. And I think we must be always eager to know about things about our evolution. So as per his theories, all organisms have evolved from unicellular organisms. So when we talk about the first step of hierarchy, then the first evolution was of the unicellular organism. So primitive body designs, primitive means first, primitive means first. So the primitive body designs came early in evolutionary history, leading to more complex designs. So we are the most complex designs, and this gave rise to such a huge diversity in life forms. Now if we talk about the diversity in the world, we'll come to know that in the university there are a variety of organisms. And when we talk about the common ancestry, the first ancestry from which the whole family emerged, then all organisms are related. So see that's all about the whole ecosystem, that how living organisms are interrelated or they are connected to each other. So the closer evolutionary relation between two organisms is also one of the bases of the classification of organisms. So we'll come to know what is the base of the classification of this organisms, and you must know it. And I would know, I would like you to just read this book, The Origin of Species, if you get it online. Okay, we come back to the five kingdom classification. So, five kingdom classification is the most accepted system of classification, and it was given by R.H. Whitaker. So, this classification solved most of the issues in taxonomy related to the placement of bacteria and fungi. So, we have a very diversity, as I said, and then you must know what are the five major or the five basic kingdoms of the living organisms. So, please listen carefully their pronunciation, because this is the base and you must know it. So, the five kingdom classification includes Monera, Monera, Protista, Protista, fungi, Fungi, fungi. If it is the singular form or if it is one, it is Fungus, fungus. And if there is more than one or there are more than one, then in the plural form it is termed as fungi, Fungi, fungi. Plantae, plantae, that is plants. And Animalia, animalia or malia, animalia. So these are the five kingdoms. I repeat: Monera, Protista, fungi, plantae and animalia. So this is all about the classification of living organisms. Now we'll move further to the next base of classification in the next video. Hope you have understood the basis of evolution and how living organisms emerged or evolved on the earth. If you still have any doubt, please feel free to ask me. Have a nice day. Thank you.